Hello friends, I am Chandra Prakash Sahu, PGT Computer Science, Kendriya Vidyalaya, BSF Raninagar. I am going to teach you list, which is a sequence that is basic data structure in Python. Here in this video, you will learn and be able to describe what is the list. You will also be able to use different methods to create a list, a two-dimensional list, that is a nested list, and understand how to access list items and iterate over the list, that is traverse. So list is a sequence of values inside square brackets. It is a set of values and we say it is an ordered set. That means you can access items one after another in a sequence. The values can be changed. That means the values are mutable. So list is mutable actually. A list can have any type of values. Here in this diagram you can see the first value is integer, second value is floating point value, third value is a dictionary, fourth one is a tuple, fifth one is a list, and next is a string. So all these values are just separated by comma and enclosed inside the square brackets. So you can count on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 items or 6 values of the list. And on the right hand side you are using a list name that can be a valid identifier. The list is a set of values that is ordered. That means you can access them one by one, and to access them there is the index of all the items. The indexes in the list start from 0. So here in this diagram you can see the values are written inside these boxes. They form the list values and their indexes are written over them, and that starts from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. So the index of nth value will be n-1. Now how to create a list? You can create a list in two ways. By just passing the values inside the square brackets. Example here given. And these values can be of any type or they can be sequence. For example here first, second, third values are integer while fourth value is a character. Or you can use list function. This is a constructor function to which if a sequence or a function that returns a sequence is passed, it will create a list. That means it will convert the values of those sequences into a list. You can also create an empty list that is used for creating any list when you are going to enter the values of the list from keyboard. In those cases often we require empty list. So by just not passing the values inside the square brackets or inside the parenthesis of list function, you can create an empty list. So inside the list function you can pass any sequence or any function that returns a sequence. Here in this example the range function that returns a sequence of values have been passed to the list function, and so when it returns the range of value, those values are converted in the list values. So range 5, it will produce a range of values starting from 0 to 5 minus 1, that is 4, separated by 1. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 are the values, and now you can see they are converted into the list values. Or you can simply pass a sequence inside the list function besides passing the range function or any other function. In the next page the example is given. Here you are passing list inside the list function first, and then you are creating a string and passing it into the list function. It is converting this strings that have HELLO characters into a list of characters. That means each character is now being considered as one item of this list. Here you can see the answer. The list have 5 characters. All are separated by comma. And then you can also pass a tuple inside the list function. 2, 3, 4 is a tuple because you can see here they are enclosed inside parenthesis, which is actually an immutable data type. So the list function will convert this immutable data type into a list values. Now list will have A will have 2, 3, 4. Now after knowing how to create list, you should also know how to access the list elements. For example, you want to change any of the value of the list. So for that purpose you will have to access that element, or you just want to print any of the value. Suppose you have a list of marks of some students and you want to print the third student marks. So you have to access, and the access of value depends upon the index, that is position. For this purpose you just provide list name square bracket, and inside square bracket you pass the index. So when you pass index 0, it produces the first list item. When you pass index 2, it gives you third list item. This way you can access all the items of this list. Here if you pass 1, that is index 1 inside the list function, it will produce the value 4. For updation you can also use it. Suppose you want to change H to capital H. For that purpose you just need write list name square bracket and pass its position, and on the right hand side of assignment operator write the new value, that is capital H. So it converts H to capital H, and you can see here the answer hello. The first character here is capital. Sometimes you need to check all the values of the list. For example, there may be a question to print all the even values of a list, or to print the particular numbers that are greater than 50. So for that purpose you need to read the values of the list and decide or print the required values. Here we can use iterations, that is loops. The first one we are using is for loop. Here with for loop you can access each and every element, or you may decide to skip some of the elements. That can be done here. That means you want to access alternate element, that can also be done. So here you create a list that have values 3, 4, 2, 5, 8. That means total 5 values. Their indexes will be 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Then the for loop statement for I in list. I will be given the values of this list one by one. First I is given 3, then in the next term it is given 4, then 2, then 5, then 8. So first it is given 3. On the next statement inside list, inside this for loop is print I. So it prints 3. Then again on the for loop statement I gets 4, and the next statement inside this loop prints I equal to 4. So you get the output 4. This way I gets the next value 2, and inside this loop the value of I, that is 2, is printed. Then I gets next value 5, and inside this loop I's value 5 is printed. So all the values are printed for this list, and when the list does not have any other value left, this for loop exits. Now after exiting this for loop and the program completes, you can also use while loop. So for while loop you need any parameter that will change and decide when the loop terminates. So a variable I have been used here. after creating the list, I have been initialized to 0, and inside this while loop I is incremented in each term. So the condition of while loop is I less than len of list, where len of list is length of this list. That means this list have 5 values, so len of list will be 5. So the first value of I is 0. It is compared with 5, and because 0 is less than 5, it's true. So both statements inside this while loop are executed. The first statement inside this loop is print lst I is 0, so lst 0, which is 3 is printed. I's value was 0, now it is incremented to 1, and when you again go to compare in the while statement, now 1 is less than 5, true, and list 1, which is 4, is printed. I's value is incremented, again I's value is 2, and 2 is less than len of list, that is 5. So next statement is executed. So this way the value of I is incremented at each time, and it is compared with length of the list, and until the list exhaust, this goes on and all the values of the list is printed. So this way you traverse or read all the values of the list. Last point of this video is list of list. We have learned a list is a sequence of values. Those values can be of any type. They may be list. So you can create matrix or nested list that contains another list, a list of list. So for that purpose you just need to write list 1 comma list 2 comma any number of lists inside the square bracket, or you can pass any type of value in this bracket. Here in the first example, 2 lists, the first list is 2 3 4 and second is 4 5 6, have been passed inside this square bracket. So this is a list of 2 lists. In the next example, a list is being created that have 5 values. Please check here. First value is 3, second value is 4, third value is actually starts from this square bracket and goes up to this square bracket. So that is a list. Third value is a list. Fourth value is another integer value. Fifth one is another integer value. So far you have read how to access a value of a list. It is done by writing list name, square bracket, and index in that square bracket. You can access any of the values. For example, if you want to access first values, you simply write list name and 0 as index. It gives you the first value. For nth value, you just write list name in square bracket n minus 1. So what happens when you write lst2? What will print? It will give you this sublist which start from this square bracket to this square bracket. Note 3 is at 0 position, 4 is at 1 index, and from this 6 to 9 the square brackets, this is the third value, or it is at 2 index, at 3 index, and at 4 index as well. Here you can see this list of lists in the diagram. You have a list of lists here. If suppose you want to access the whole list, you simply write list. It prints the whole list, this list. If you want to access this sublist that start from this square bracket and this square bracket, you just need to write lst2. But if you want to access any of the values of this sublist, then you need to write lst2 and 0 for 6. So you have to write lst2, another square bracket, and 0. Now suppose you want to access this sublist of this list. That means you want to access 389. What do? You first access this sublist, and to access this sublist you write lst2, and then again inside this sublist you just write the position of this sublist, that is 0, 1 and 2. So here you write list to 2. This will give you the sublist 389. Now suppose you want to access 3, then you will have to write lst2, 2 and another square bracket 0. Here in this example it may be clear more. So here is a list. To print the whole list you just write list name. To print the third item is this of this list, that is a sublist, you just write list name and 2 its index position. And to print this sublist 389 you write lst2 2. But if you want to print 7 only, then 7 is the part of this sublist, so you have to access first this sublist and then this value. That means to access this sublist you write lst2, and to access 7 you write 0, 0, 1, that means 1. So it accesses the second item of third sublist. We can say third item. This is the third item, which is a sublist or a list. So now suppose you want to access 3, then first access this sublist, then access this sublist, and then access this item. You can see here this sublist is at position 2 in the list, and this sublist is again at position 2 in this sublist, and 3 at position 0. So with each square bracket you first write 2 to access the second item of the list, then 2 in another square bracket which accesses the second item of that sublist, and then 0 which accesses the first item of that sublist, that is the first item of 389 sublist, that is 3. So this way we learn what is a list, the sequence of values. It can be created with using square brackets and passing values inside that square bracket separated by comma, like this example. Then you can use a list function and pass a sequence or any function that returns a sequence in this list function. This list function will convert all the values of that sequence into the values of list, or you can directly pass a sequence besides passing any function. To access any item of the list you need list name and index, that is position of that item. To iterate over the list you need to use while loop or for loop, and a list of lists can be just created by writing lists or values inside the square brackets. To access any of the list of values you need more square brackets as the number of list of lists. Thank you.